Hey, welcome back. In the previous video, we went to the sunken forest and we looked for a bee. We did not have any luck, and that's okay. It happens sometimes. But we did find a female tech raptor, which I've been looking for quite some time. And we can move forward with our tech farm using the biogrinder. In addition to that, tamed a couple high-level dimorphodons, and that's for a project that I'm planning on trying a little later down the road. It'll involve OSDs and using dimorphodons in addition to other creatures, but it's something I've always wanted to test and try, and we'll see. Anyway, I had a different video planned for today, but the recent update that Wildcard put out is still kind of affecting the game functioning a little bit, so I decided what I would do is a base building video. Now, since Extinction has dropped in ASA, I have said that the snow biome looks amazing, better than in ASE, and it just looks amazing. I really like it here, and I've wanted to build since the first day that I saw it. So that's what we're going to do today. We are going to build a little base, a little outpost in the snow biome. All right, so I have a frame here that I've placed. It's basically foundations, and it's some pillars and ceilings whenever we get off to the edge here. Let me get over here to the edge so that you can see I can barely creep around here without falling off. So you can see I've kind of expanded it and put some foundational support. Now, these are all vanilla structures. I have used a skin for Klinger's Rustic Mod skin to put on vanilla foundations and on railings and on the pillars and ceilings. So you can see this is the original vanilla. Now, I've explained this before in previous videos. I always put vanilla foundations down and then build with modded stuff if I'm going to. And the reason for that is if for some reason there's a mod crash and everything goes poof, I at least have foundations for all of my storage and other structures. So I went ahead and mapped this kind of size out for how I wanted to build this. And this is going to be mostly the house area here with a little back porch. And then this is just going to be a big front deck for dinos and stuff. I went ahead and put a little storage out. And again, this is a Klinger Rustic Mod. It's a closet, wood closet. It's got 150 slots, and I've got a bunch of building stuff in there and some supplies. Off camera before recording, I went ahead and put out a little bridge. I've used this in one of my how-to videos, and I've also used it in one of my other builds. I forget, maybe Svartalheim, I can't remember. Anyway, I'm just going to use this as kind of overflow down here. I may put some other structures and things out that I don't want to ruin the aesthetic over here. I may put that over there. I'm thinking I'm wanting to keep this mostly primitive over here. Not any electricity, but I may have to put some electricity eventually. For now, I'm just going to kind of go with it being very rustic, very primitive, and we'll go from there. Now, I have a feeding trough that I want to put out. I've never used this one before, so I'm kind of curious. There's 4 different types. The general feeding trough does meat and berries. Then there's the meat feeding trough, which does only meat. And then there's the berry feeding trough. And then there's the fish feeding trough. And I think each one expands the spoil timer of items that are placed in it, and we are going to test that right now. So we've got a stack of meat. Let's put it in here. This is the general feeding trough. It's going to be, what is that, 56 minutes. All right, now let's pick this up. And we're going to place this down again, but this time we're going to go to the meat feeding trough. And it should be around 56 minutes. And it is way longer. Wow, okay. So you could put a couple of these out, one for meat, one for berries, and you would get a lot longer spoil timers. I may do that later. I didn't know that was a thing, but I kind of like it. All right, I'm going to put the general out, and this is not where it's going to stay. It's just where it's going right now. Put a little meat in there for some dinos. I need some berries. Where? Oh, I have it in my inventory. Let's put halle berries out. There we go. And we're going to snag a bunch of stuff. Let's go with just a mix of everything here. Put all these in here. And I assume that this is going to be like 16 minutes. Yeah, minute 38 mine. So it expands it, but not drastically. Let's see if there's any meat in here. There is. We'll take that. We'll put that in the feeding trough here. All right. Next thing we do is I'm going to put down a smithy. This is the rustic smithy. I'm going to turn off snapping. I'm just going to get this kind of somewhat out of the way here. This is not going to be its final resting place. This has 500 slots, and of course you can build, you know, pretty much anything that you have unlocked in there. I kind of like how that looks. It looks pretty. It's got its own little light there as well. A lot of the structures I found in the rustic mod will have some sort of light attached to it, so that's kind of neat. All right, we need to move you out of the way. Okay, we are building. So let's get in here. I want to start off with some walls. Can I carry all that? Yeah, we can. Let's just start with that. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to build this in a basic A-frame, but I don't like the way A-frames are so shallow or short on the edges. So I kind of like to build the walls up just to give me a little more walking room. Now I could go in here and use a bunch of, those are railings, aren't they? I could use railings. You know what? I'm going to try it. I've never tried building on top of a railing like that, and it may look weird, but we're going to do it. And then we're going to go to this side over here. We're going to place railing, railing, railing. Now, what I'm using as far as the structure is, it is the fir structures. And with that, you can see you have this additional insulation here. And once I get through building, I'll demonstrate that better. But you get an additional insulation from the structure itself, which is pretty awesome, particularly if you're building in a cold biome. So let's go get some slopes here. All right, so we got roof, and we're going to place those out. I can still walk. That's great. Now, if I could snap to the top of that, that'd be great. It's not going to let me snap, is it? Nope. All right, well, we are going to have to pick all those up. Okay, we're going to start off with walls here. And I'm going to be using the rustic wall, the fir wall specifically. And I like to build like this just to give myself a little height inside the building so it's not so short and claustrophobic feeling. I'll change the aesthetic just a bit in a minute, and then we're going to come in and let's place some fir ceilings here. Okay, we're going to go there, there, there. Now, when you use the rustic fir structures, it requires fir, and it requires organic polymer in order to craft it. And the reason for that is it adds massive insulation. And I will demonstrate that once we build the structure completely, and you'll see what I mean by the amount of insulation that I end up getting. All right, so let's finish this ceiling out here. Okay, now I want to come over here and look for some. What am I looking for? Some ceilings. Ah, there we go, greenhouse ceilings. All right, I've got a fix for this. We're going to do it this way. All right, let's put this in. Let's go ahead and put a door frame. Let's get that done. It's backwards. Why would it go in backwards? I never understand that. There we go. Now, let's go for a regular wall. A regular wall. Now, let's try this one more time. There we go. That's exactly what we were wanting. So this is a little cap piece that comes with the greenhouse, and it basically allows you to build on odd foundations. So if I was trying to make this match up, it wouldn't match up evenly. I'd have one side higher than the other, and I have to build a little wall right here to offset where I would have to put an additional roof. But because of this cap piece, it does two things. One, it gives you some light, but two, it covers one space of a foundation, and it gives you that peak in the ceiling, which is kind of neat. I kind of like that. Now, we are going to have to go with some triangles, and there are some different sloped walls, and I need to get over here and make sure it snaps in correctly. Okay, so that is correct. Let's go here, and then we'll go here, and let's put one right over here. All right, nice. Now let's put some more walls down over here. I think I'm going to go with the window. All right, let's do a little finagling here. This will be the center, correct? All right, let's go to door frame. Okay, now let's go back to window. Here we go. Now, for some reason, I'm having a hard time snapping here. Why can I not snap here? Probably because there's a railing. Let's take this railing down, and then let's see if we can snap now. Yep, it's always the railing. Okay. Let's get one here. There we go. Now we are going to be short, so I'm going to have to do some building. I thought I'd mapped this out correctly, but I guess I didn't. That's okay. We basically need two walls and two walls. So we need 4 walls total. Now I'm going to see if I can, what I need to build that, and I may have to go out and farm it up. We are looking for fur. We are looking for walls. We need some organic polymer. And for 4, what are we going to be short on? We need some fiber, and we need some organic polymer. Now I'm eventually going to need to get some more materials. Let's take this and this. Let's put that in the project. I tell you that Smithy crafts super fast. I like that. All right, so we need to place this on the hotbar. We're looking for a slope wall. And we're looking for standard wall. All right. Let's go with the forge. We're just going to put it right here, kind of out of the way. We'll place a well out so I can get water. There we go. Now, this well is actually connected to a water wheel that I placed out already, and I'll show that off. So this is the Klinger Rustic water intake, And it's kind of neat. It's animated. It's got a huge range. Let's show the range. Like, it is a very long range, which I like that a lot. And it's basically hitting that water well that's at the back of the property, the back of the base. And it's putting water to that. Now I have one more item I'm going to put out just to see. I've never used it, so I just kind of want to play with it. And it is the clay filter. And it has to be connected to a water source in order to... Wait, does that say irrigated? Let's give it a second to catch up. There we go. Yeah, so you could use that for gardening or whatever if you wanted to, but it would need to be connected to a water source, which, you know, with what I've got out here is pretty nice. Okay, let's go in here. I'm not 100% sure how I want to do what I'm about to do. And it is place down these fireplaces. I think I want to place them here, but they're obviously not going to reach. So that makes me think that maybe I should place them opposing each other. So this would be the center. And if I place one over here, you know, just like that, and then another one over here, then it would be a nice aesthetic. About right there, be my guess. Let's just, do I have any wood on me? No. I'm just gonna grab a little bit of wood, just so we can light this up and see what they look like. This wood will not last very long in here. So it's like 15 minutes, but it gives it a nice aesthetic in here. Now, I've got some torches, and I'm using the CS mod for the torches, and I kind of like the way they look, and I like the way that they work. So let's demonstrate here. Let's place some of these right here in an effort to not crash the game every time I open my inventory. So these are the wall torches, and place them out like so. They will come on their own at night. Go to change settings. I want them to be on all the time. And I also want the intensity to be probably about 3. So I'll update and notice it gets a little bit brighter. So the CS modded wall torches and standing torches don't actually use any fuel. They are on all the time, or you can set them so they go on and off from daytime to nighttime, but they don't use any fuel. You don't have to refill them. I like that personally, just because I don't want to have to constantly be filling and refueling. So it's kind of a nice little touch there. I think this is probably about all the light we're going to need for now. I mean, I could put some others in here. I have Grubhub over. I'll tell you what, let's go ahead and put companion mode on, and you can follow me now, because we're going to put you inside here. All right, now we're going to put you to sit. And so these are the fur doors, and they're great, but they don't have auto open, so I'm gonna have to figure something out with that. Now, let's go outside. Let's take off all of our armor. And now what we're looking at is cold and heat resistance is 105, and that's basically all off of my fortitude. And you see I'm cold right now. I've got the little snowflake symbol down there. So we're going to take and we're going to close these doors. I'm just going to stand here in the middle. And now I have the in the house buff on. And when I open up to look at my cold resistance, it is 1,947, up from 105. And that's because of the fur walls, ceilings, you know, all that kind of stuff. It gives you this additional insulation. So it's pretty nice. And let's see if I put my armor on what it goes up to. So 22,440. Yeah, so it's a lot of, you know, insulation against the cold. It's pretty cool. Let me line it up just a little bit more. There, I don't want that fur sticking through. And then there should be a storage box that you can put right next to the bed. Now the rustic storage box has different sizes. So for this one, it is 50. You can go for the next largest one. Let's just put this down here. And that one is 100. Or you can go with the large box out here, and that is 150. So I think I'm probably going to use the 100 right next to the bed, and that'll just be what I put like extra armor pieces and just different stuff into. I may actually put a light over the bed. I don't know. I haven't decided that yet. At any rate, let's take this and put it inside. So we'll pick up here, and I think I'm probably going to make this area some storage and some smithy stuff. Could put it there, and then have storage on the wall next to it. I think I'm going to put another torch out. Just for some additional light. There you go, 3. All right, we got a good bit of light here. Then we got plenty of space. We can also leave tames inside if we need to. We got this massive space outside. These cabinets, chairs, and tables are pretty interesting. I like the way they look. So you can put stuff underneath and on top. And this is like a little bit nicer of a table here. So just for an example, let's put this out. We'll rotate. So like you can put it under, you can put stuff underneath, then you can put stuff on top. So that's the automated arc, mortar and pestle. And then over here, we're going to place some veggie crates. I love using these veggie crates. If you've seen any of the main base build, you can tell that. I think I'm going to place this here just because we're not going to have light all the time coming through these fireplaces. All right, so it is, what time is it? 4:20 in the morning, and we got pretty good amount of light out here. It's pretty nice. Right there looks good. Tell you what, let's place this out. This is just for aesthetics. I've already built what I want to build with it, but it kind of looks cool, so I'll just put building supplies in there. Last thing is these Dwarven statues, and this is part of Dwarven Builders mod, and I'm not exactly sure how I want to place these. If they want to be by the door, if I want them out here. Let's place them here for now. Kind of neat. Kind of like the way they look. They may not stay there. They may get moved. I believe I'm going to take and move this off the porch. Pick up here, and we're going to place it down here. Okay. I never did look at the range of that. Let's see what the range looks like. Oh, that's massive. We're going to leave old Grubhub over here. And I got my little outpost now. So it's not too bad. Not too bad at all. I think that's going to be the main gist of the build here. I like the way these skylights are. And we still do get plenty of insulation from that and a good bit of light. Okay, so we got some storage out. We've got our mortar and pestle out. We do have our forge out. We've got our water source. We've got our lighting. We've got our bed and some storage. Let's go find ourselves a mascot for this place. We got us a little penguin here. Okay, so we've got the base basically built. Still have a few things I need to do, but I'd like to put a few decorations out. And one thing I'm going to use is display cases. And I'm going to tame a few creatures that I'd like to have out. Some of which are creatures I don't tame very often. Now, I've already got this Daedon that I tamed up before I started recording, but I think I'm going to go out and get a Purlovia. Yeah, I know. Why a Purlovia? The reason is because it is the mascot for everything that goes wrong in the snow biome. Purlovia jumps out of the ground, takes you out, and you have no idea what just happened. So I'm going to get one. I'm going to put it out on display just as a reminder of what can go wrong when you're in the snow biome. Okay, we got it down. Finally got it down. Okay, so we got one feeding in. We'll just wait for it to eat its last piece of kibble, and then we'll head back to the base. Hey, we got him. Yeah, let's put him away. I've got the penguin on the bed. Got him a nice little top hat. Some bedside tables. We got the fireplaces going. I went ahead and put out some training dummies. I put some armor on there. I'll probably end up putting a case over here in order to put like weapon and ammo and stuff like that in there. But as far as what we have here, I kind of like how we have it laid out, you know. And I think it'll be fairly functional as a little outpost over here. I may end up having to put some defenses out here just to keep the snow elves from attacking, but I do have the griffin on neutral, so he should be able to defend himself with no problem. Okay, so I think that's going to wrap it up for us. We built our little outpost in the snow biome. We've got a little bit of stuff that I can craft with and make ammo with, a little bit of food. We used a lot of the Klinger Rustic structures. I'd never used the feeding trough before, so that was nice to put out, and use the water structures. That was nice. The fur is nice because it adds quite a bit of cold resistance. So anyway, I'll be working from here until I can get the next update from Wildcard to fix all the stuff that they've broken. But when that happens, the next video I'll do will be at the main base, and I'll basically be showing off how I set up the tech farm at the biogrinder, and then also how I've got the gotchas set up. I've got them set up in 2 different methods, and I'll kind of show how I've done that. And then from there, we'll probably do a little bit of taming. I've got some projects that I'm working on, for additional content videos, so I'll work on that. Anyway, we hope you like this kind of content, and we look forward to seeing you next time.